Hello everybody, it's Richard Hart here. I just want to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this and it's finally here.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. Woohoo! Another awesome day on Pulsechain, man. Good volumes going through Pulsechain today, and of course, big amount of that volume is attributed to big influencer coins pumping on Pulsechain. So we're going to cover that today. The Solid Index is going to include 4 tokens at the moment: Axis, SolidX, Fire, and Note Token. Of course, from big influencers, Axis Alive, Randy Alaski, of course, and a Crispy Man as well. So we're going to be covering that today. Massive volumes on Pulsechain from them and massive prices, big giant X returns, particularly on these coins, and SolidX, Note Token, Fire, Axis, all pumping hardcore. So we're going to check that out. And yeah, pretty amazing. We're going to be looking at that. So get into the chat, folks. Say hello. Yeah. If you are in any of these projects, post the name of the tickers that you're in. Let everybody know, and smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're streaming to over 3 channels, of course: Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and of course Pulsechain X. So 3 channels, over 10,500 subscribers. So definitely smash the like button on the way in. If you haven't joined our awesome Discord to get all the intel on Pulsechain and Hex projects, then join up today at $5 a month, 16 cents a day. Pretty amazing value for the best information. And of course, an amazing community. We've pretty much seen them all. We are watching the markets. We see when the markets dip. We see when they pump. All the opportunities are sitting there for you. And of course, if you want to get into the multi-chain pumpamentals as well, join the Strategy Club, $30 a month. And of course, we look at multi-chain. We're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at Ethereum. We're looking at Solana. We're looking at Pulsechain, obviously. And we're looking at BNB chain. Opportunities are galore. Get in there if you want to get into some of the big stuff happening. All right, let's get in there. We've got Lies Beneath the Truth. Hello, how are you today? Very good. Of course, the golden standard crypto strategy on this channel is Richard Hart Golden Tokens. We're going to be talking about Richard Hart updates today as well. Hex, Pulsex, and Incentive for the Win. Richard has posted us, of course, his big, powerful 7 Dream Team lawyers there posting his rebuttal to the SEC and looking for case dismissal. So we're going to be talking about that. We got SolidX in the house there, 100K with the rock bags. I mean, you speak for yourself, your title. Looking pretty good there, and I like the Richard Hart picture there as well. Nice one. Al Pacino in house there, 679 holders on Axis. I have more feathers on my own bump. Oh, that's terrible. Right? This is a family channel. Come on. Al Pacino, you know that. You know that. We're going to have to delete that one. We're family channel, PC. So if one of the moderators could delete that comment, please keep it PC. We're trying to do our best on this channel to keep it our 3 principles. You guys know it. Freedom, family channel, and of course no drama channel. That's what principles of the channel are. So people can focus on the crypto value itself and not get distracted with drama and AO stuff. What else there? We got that was a hell of a stream, and I'm thinking it will pass BTC. Remember haters who call Pulse a dead chain? Think again, suckers. Says StakeX. Absolutely. All right, let's go. We've got a few others in here as well. Lies Beneath in there with doing an amazing job with the moderator. Family channel, was it Freedom channel, family channel, no drama channel? Absolutely, we do our best to hold that, and I think we do a pretty good job. Let's get into it, folks. We're gonna get into the stock market, and then we're gonna get into the stock market, get into crypto, and then we're gonna look at Richard Hart's posts today about the legal case. We're gonna jump into Pulsechain projects, and then get straight into the main topic, which is, of course, these big influencer coins, and much more after that. So stay tuned. It's going to be pretty good. All right, let's hide that mic over there. Let's move around into position, and bam. Hope you like that background there. Can you see it? The Solid Index there from Axis Alive, Crispy Man, Randy Alaski, SolidX, Axis, Fire, Note Token, absolutely crushing it out there on the markets. Doing an amazing job. You got to give credit where credit's due, and the charts are pumping, and these guys are experimenting with some of the cool stuff. So cool. Al Pacino says, love you, Superman. Pulsechain for the win. Bless RH with this challenge. Absolutely, Al Pacino. Appreciate that. All right, let's get into it. Bam. And we're going to start off with, no, not Pulsechain, but with the stock market. US stocks inch higher CPI, that's a consumer price index is awaited. So that data is coming up soon for more rate cues. So let's have a look at the stock market. We've got the Dow Jones is pretty much flat, down 9 points to 38,883. But the S&P 500 is actually up 40 hundredths of a percent, 7.5 points to 5,209. NASDAQ is up 32 hundredths of a percent, 52 points to 16,306. So a bit of a lift on the stock market today. And the dollar is down. Actually, dollar's pretty flat at 103.88 today. So let's jump to commodities. We got West Texas and Brent oil. They're at $85 and $89 respectively. Pretty flat today for those. Gold is still up, moving up. It's at 0.4%, $9.20 to 2,371. And silver there is up 1%, 28 cents to $28.26. So really amazing results for silver, isn't it? Will we get that big, massive pump when we get an interest rate pivot and a US dollar devaluation? And of course, that $100 to $125 in play. We will see. Silver is certainly moving to the top of the resistance range, and it might actually break out. Now, the CPI data is set to offer more cues on interest rate cuts. Markets are now focused squarely on the consumer price index, which is one of the two main inflation measures. For March, which was due on Wednesday, the reading is expected to show that the year-on-year inflation picked up slightly to 3.4%, remaining well above the Fed's annual 2% target. Now, many of you may be wondering where that 2% target comes out of. Is it just plucked out of the air? Well, actually, that 2% target came out of the New Zealand central banks. Was the one that set that tone internationally for the 2%. Everyone else seems to have followed the lead there. Such a scenario gives the Fed a little impetus on beginning cutting interest rates early, given the recent data also showed the U.S. labor market running hot. Several Fed officials warned in recent weeks that sticky inflation gives the central bank more headroom to keep rates higher for longer. And that's why we might be slipping from June into July. And of course, we want that interest rate pivot, right? Because we want cheaper money around. That's what we want to see. We also would like to see the Federal Reserve start printing money again. So that'd be pretty cool rather than contraction, expansion. And that would pump all assets. And of course, we want to pump assets. That makes us, better off, doesn't it? Especially in crypto, the best performing asset class in the world. So let's jump over to the Fed rate monitor, have a look at that and see how that's going. 3 weeks and 17 hours to go until the next meeting, 1st of May, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we can see that no one's expecting an interest rate pivot next meeting in May. 94% expecting a no change at 5.5% on the federal funds rate. Let's jump to June. June, we've got how much? It's actually slipped. So June's definitely slipping. People are not expecting a pivot at that time. We're almost back at 50% of the market expecting no change. We've got about, 54% of the market approximately is expecting a change. So it's really slipping away from June and looks like it's being pushed back into July. So only 27% expecting a no change. But the rest of the market, about 73%, is expecting the market to pivot to a lower rate. So it looks like July is definitely taking the lead there. So I guess we'll have to adjust our expectations based on the market expectations. And so July looks like that interest rate pivot, especially if we do get that more bullish CPI. We'll see. The CPI comes in a bit lower. Maybe June will still be on the table. So we'll see. That CPI coming up going to be very important. All right, let's jump over to crypto. Crypto on the pullback. We've got Bitcoin now at 69,262, down 3.3%, and the Bitcoin dominance at 51.42%. We've got a lot of pullbacks. Yesterday it was all green, remember? And now it's back to red. So getting a bit of that volatility, you've got to get used to that in crypto. Ethereum there at the moment, $3,500, down 5%. Yesterday it was up like 8%, wasn't it? It was a big day yesterday. So down 5% today at 3,500. You can see a lot of other ones are all down. Matic's down. Litecoin's down. AVAX down there. Optimism, Arbitrum, they're down, over 5%. So they're down over 5%. All the ones in light pink are under 5%. So it gives you the idea there. The meme coins are down too. Solana, Dodge is down 5%. And of course, memes have been kind of the leading theme there. And Pepe is down 9% as well. So there we go. That's some of the cool stuff. So these are all down. But I tell you this, the ordinal market on Bitcoin is up. And so if you haven't looked at the ordinals, you should check it out. Get into our strategy club and learn more about it. We're going to be talking about that soon. So get in on it, folks. The link's in the video description. Let's jump over to the Bitcoin chart, have a bit of a closer look. Obviously, we're getting inching closer and closer and closer to the Bitcoin halving. And of course, on X social platform, I posted out only about an hour ago that we were 10 days away from the Bitcoin halving. Can you believe it? 10 days away. It is unbelievable. The 10-day clock down started about an hour ago. and we're getting closer and closer and closer to that. Look at that, 10 days to the Bitcoin halving, and the price is looking pretty good, isn't it? 69,000. We've been at a high back here on the 14th of March, and of course that was up at 73,835 here on Coinbase. So that is the high, 73,835. We've got to beat. We've got 10 days. Are we going to get to something like 90K in 10 days' time? Definitely plausible. Crypto in a week, it can really rally. I mean, look at these weeks here. Look at these weeks. They all rallied super high. Can we get pretty close? It's going to be fun to see. Can we get to that 90K? But definitely Bitcoin having a big deal. Now, are we going to likely get the sell-off afterwards? I think so. I think it's going to be a bit choppy. Big sell-off there. How long? Hard to tell. But let's say up to 3 weeks or something. And then maybe off to the races after that. That's possibly what we will get, like we saw in January. Unless some big market participants surprise us to the upside, that's probably the most likely outcome there, particularly if we rally higher up to, say, 90K by that time. So we're watching the next 10 days very closely for the sign of that. The 50-day moving average is currently at 64,470, and the 200 moving average is at 49,000. And we are currently at 69,175 there on the old BDC. Moving to Ethereum. Ethereum here is above the 50 moving average, which is 3,367. The 200-day moving average is 2,674. The current price, of course, is 3,512. And, of course, we've just slipped over into a new candle. So yesterday's candle, we had a low of 3,450, a high of 3,726. We're currently at the bottom of that range at 3,500. And, of course, that's going to benefit from the Bitcoin halving, and that's 10 days away. But we've also, of course, got the Ethereum ETF approvals. They're getting ever so close. So let's have a look at that. Ethereum ETF approvals. They're 25% chance of that, though. So I wouldn't put your bet your life on that one. 43 days away from that one. And, of course, the interest rate pivots at the earliest in June, 62 days away. But we're probably going to slip in July at this stage, unless that CPI number comes in a lot more favorable. So there we go. That is the Ethereum market, which brings us into Pulsechain and Richard Hart. So we're going to get into that. Before we do, though, let's welcome a few more faces into the chat there. We got Wookie says, Wookie is so fresh. A big shout out to Wookie today. He got back on the skateboard. Can you believe it? You can see images inside the Discord of him on the skateboard and a video, which is pretty cool. I always say he should be vlogging his little skateboard journeys. And, of course, sometimes he wears some pretty fun, colorful clothes as well. Big shout out to you, Wookie. Brennan says, morning, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan. Welcome to the chat, one of our awesome moderators and TA guru. What else there? We got Join the Strategy Club there. That's the link to join up with Wookie's amazing link. Absolutely. Nice one there. What else have you got that's in there? I don't know what that is, but let's go. All right, let's jump into Richard Hart. Big update from him today in the last 24 hours. So let's get to that. So Richard posted this less than 24 hours ago, about 21 hours ago. He says, 11 of my lawyers are fighting for your rights. Now, his lawyers are the dream team, right? He hasn't just hired the average Joe blogs there. He's hired some of the super heavyweight legal teams, and of course, including one of the law firms that represents Elon Musk. And of course, Elon Musk has taken on the globalists and all the fascists and authoritarians at the moment, and they're coming at him, trying to get him arrested and all sorts of stuff that's carry on there, particularly in Brazil and places. The Democrats, United States, all this sort of stuff, trying to get rid of freedom and undermine democracy and take permanent power, right? So Elon Musk is being a huge play in trying to keep freedom of speech against all the tyranny of the socialists and globalists. So we will see how we go there. But 11, Richard is playing his own role, right? Richard is doing it in his own way as well, in his own defense. So 11 of my lawyers are fighting for your rights. They just filed this motion to dismiss with the SEC. So I reckon that's amazing. The fact pattern here seems superior to the fact patterns of other cases you see in the courts. And as such, it's a wonderful place to make a stand. So Richard there is making a stand. Of course, he's got the dream team of 11 lawyers to do it for Pulsechain. So really, really awesome there. Check out the strong First Amendment arguments. This affects free speech, open source software, and more. So I love the range of challenges here to the SEC. Crypto projects, consider asking your lawyers to file an amicus brief in this now ripe case. Amicus best served well before the SEC's brief and filed 3 months from now. Though this court has no official guidelines, good precedent set is good for everyone. Bad precedent set is bad for everyone. Absolutely. Due to this court's individual rules, this brief has been served on the SEC and will not be shown on the public docket until all briefing is complete in August. It's still a public document and free to share at this point. So I think that's pretty amazing. And of course, you can see the brief here. You can also see the headlines of some of the arguments. And of course, one of them was that the court lacks personal jurisdiction over Mr. Hart. Number 2, the SEC has failed to plausibly plead the existence of domestic purchase, sale, or offer of securities. Absolutely. Number 3, the complaint fails to state a claim for securities fraud. And of course, number 4 there, the complaint does not adequately allege that any parties entered into an investment contract. 100% on that one. And of course, the complaint unconstitutionally infringes on the First Amendment rights of Mr. Hart. I love that. As you guys know, as a Freedom Channel, that's so awesome. And thousands of Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX participants. So really representing all of you out there that have participate in Pulsechain, either on the sacrifice process or just in everyday trading and investments on those platforms, Pulsechain and PulseX, and of course Hex. So pretty cool there from Richard. And of course you can see that links. Now he's also posted a bit more as well on here. I'm not going to go through these, but he's got a couple other points to make around cryptocurrency media and stuff like that, so you can check out those. That was Richard Hart, big post there from him about how the court case is going. Now that might push us maybe into August, something like that. We'll see. So in terms of Pulsechain results for day 334, we've got Pulsechain there at quadruple 0962, down 7.3%, 4% below the mean sacrifice price. So I think yesterday what we were up over 2-3%. Now we're back under again, so we're going up and down above that mean sacrifice price day to day. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0383, down 10.6% today. So we're only at 38.3% of the mean sacrifice price there. But the buy and burn doesn't care. The buy and burn keeps going up. And of course, 791.8 billion PulseX is now bought and burned. And that's part of the secret sauce, as I always say, of the Pulsechain PulseX hybrid, because it's doing amazing stuff there. 3.89% of all PulseX is now being destroyed, gone forever. Don't you like that? It's going to play a bigger role in the future. Incentive token down 14.2%. Obviously, the incentive token moves down with the ratio and with the price of Pulse. So it's got two things that make it go down, two things that make it go up, basically. But at the moment, $4.93 is the price, down 14.2%, and the ratio is still above 50,000. So that's pretty positive in my view. 51,325 Pulse per one incentive. And the amount of incentive tokens, 28,663,000. And of course, that is those are emitted from the PulseX V1 farms. And of course, coming up to the end of the first year, we're expecting a lower emission rate there on that. So that's pretty cool. Hex at the moment, PHEX is at 90, just under 98 hundredths of a penny, down 10.1%. EHEX is at 19 hundredths of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PHEX is at 1.17 cents. So once again, we're still quite a bit of a way from the 3 cent mark. But once it goes to 3 cents, I'm sure it's absolutely going to crush it. So this is the end of day 334, folks. We're about to start day 335 as we get closer and closer to the end of the first year of Pulsechain, and that's exciting in May. It's going to be fun. All right, let's jump over to the charts. We've got Pulsechain. As we can see, the RSI is still pretty chill down here at 36. I'm not going to go through the support levels at the moment on today, but maybe tomorrow. PulseX at the moment. The RSI here is still pretty chill as well, 39. So a lot of upside potential for all these charts. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. And of course, here we are at $4.90. But let's check out the ratio on the old incentive token. Yeah, a nice support here down here at 46,000. Currently at 51, and we got rejected at 55. As you guys know, 61,000, kind of that resistance line there. PHEX, let's look at the RSI. Really chill down here, 38 as well. So they're all pretty low on all the Richard Hart golden cryptos. EHEX, of course, let's have a look at that. EHEX actually broke the RSI to the upside, and of course, it was well oversold for a very long time. So that's actually a bullish sign, a bullish cue for where EHEX will go in the future. So pretty good there. Opportunity abounds. Let's see. And the combined price of EHEX and PHEX, as you can see, down here at 1.13 cents we got to. And we're slightly above that now, 1.18 cents. And of course, once we break this 3 cent line, it's off to the races for the old Hex. And you'll have to, catch me if you can type of thing. Let's quickly go to the gas prices. We're at 500,000 beats, so that's about 150% more than normal. 2 cents for a PulseX swap, 1/10 of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 3/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. Did I say that rightly? 3? Yeah, that's right. We got the price here, 1,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment is pretty low on the Gwei, 15 Gwei, which is pretty cool. And of course, if you're doing end stakes, anything like that, good time to do that with the Gwei low. And of course, if you're lucky enough to get it like 11 or 12 Gwei, it might happen later on today. getting down to 11 to 12, 13 Gwei. That'd be even better. 1,060 times cheaper than Ethereum. Pretty cool. So up to $19 to do a swap on Uniswap, but only 2 cents on Pulsechain. I love that side of Pulsechain. And of course, Pulsechain is a full system stake fork of Ethereum. And of course, upgrades happening is the word on the street there for Pulsechain. So look forward to that. Maybe in Pulsex, we'll see. What else there? We've got the bridge. Let's have a look at that. $126 million on the bridge. It's kind of a health check for Pulsechain. $40.7 million a DAI over there. Everything's looking pretty good. Pretty similar to yesterday from what I can tell. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, that is the roundup for Pulsechain. We're going to get into, of course, the influencer coins, which is the main topic for today. And that is a big influencer coins pump on Pulsechain, SolidX Index, Axis, SolidX, Fire, and Note Token. So we're going to get into all that. Man, what a day. Probably says great show. Hey, look, it is amazing. And we're going to get into some of the volumes here really quickly. Good to see Property View in the house. Excellent choice as well. Good to see you too. All right, let's get back into it. Man, we are speeding through today. So here we go. Look at these charts. Man, oh man, oh man. So let's have a look at Axis Alive here. So this was reposted by Randy Olasky. So if you haven't checked this out, I'm going to post the link if you guys want to follow. If you're not following already, which I gather most of you probably are, but if you're not following any of these influencers, Randy, Axis, Crispy Man, give them a follow. And you can also read all their posts. They've got tons of posts on everything that's happening. We're just going to highlight it today. So definitely check that out. That is their Axis Alive. This particular post that Andy reposted. Now, they've done a live stream on YouTube. You can go check that out for their launch. So Axis Alive says there exists a small benevolent group in the Pulsechain ecosystem who has deployed a subset of assets on Pulsechain with the intent to overperform everything else, almost everything else there. So some pretty big ambitions. Axis, SolidX, Nope, and Fire are supported in this initiative. So you definitely have to keep track on these guys to see what they're coming up with next. Axis was the proof of concept. And of course, we've covered all these tokens on this channel, as you guys know. Influencer coins on Pulsechain are one of the big themes on Pulsechain. And Axis was one of the proof of concept and the original top performing blue chip of the cohort. We are experimenting with liquidity in creative ways to producing amazing outcomes for holders similar to Hex price performance in its first cycle. So that's the ambition there. We know other people are very good at doing liquidity. I consider Dipcatcher from Gophers very good at setting up liquidity. I consider Jacob from Pulsepot and all that. They're very good at setting up liquidity. And now we've got Axis, of course, who is a TA specialist in the community, also focused on this as well. To try and get price performance. So pretty cool things happening on Pulsechain with some of these guys, really pushing the boundaries. Now the Guardians are shifting focus to apply the learnings of the Atropa deep liquidity web and LP circuits to further our objectives. And of course, I have deliberately been opaque on the subject because it has been an experiment in progress for 9 months now with no real roadmap or expectations. The first and most foundational element of the creation of Axis was to educate the market on the principles of technical analysis, chain analysis, liquidity provisions, and market cycle theory. Understanding these 4 pillars are required to excel in this ever-evolving Web3 environment. Many have emulated the Axis launch or launched crap coins in the ineffective ways, and most have failed to retain value for holders and produce consistent results. We have created a basket of assets on Pulsechain that guarantees no promises. So you remember that's very important and continues to surprise us all. So obviously the performance has been amazing. This is the first official message about the Solid Index Cooperative. How about that? And of course, this includes, Randy Olasky, Crispy Man, Axis Alive. Everything we do here is going to help Pulsechain become the greatest blockchain in DeFi. And I like that. We all can support that. So pretty cool there from the team as well. So some nice stuff there and good responses from people as well in the community. So pretty good stuff there from Randy Olasky. Don't forget to give them a follow. That post will allow you to get to Randy and Axis Alive there as well. There's also Crispy Man as well you can follow. Let's just have a look for Crispy Man just in case you want to follow. Crispy Man obviously covers Hex. Crispy Man. Crispy. I wish I had Crispy Man. Let me. I'm having a problem with my typing today. I don't know why that is. Crispy Man. I'm not sure why it's not coming up, but anyway, you'll be able to get them through Randy's link there on Crispy Man. So definitely check that out. Now they've been posting some videos in here as well, I believe. So let me just scroll down here. Yeah, this is the video here. So if you scroll down a bit, you'll be able to get access to this video, and this video will have their unveiling of the Solid Index. So go check that out as well. So a big shout out to these influencers doing some cool stuff as well. So let me post that. All right. That is the link to a Access Alive's this is the launch video. It's got all the influencers on there. So if you jump in there, you'll see Access Alive at the top left there, Randy Alasky in the middle, and Crispy Man down the bottom there. So definitely check that out. And of course, very exciting to see where this heads in the future. And of course, they've got some big whale in there as well. I think it's possibly Randy's friend, who's a big millionaire whale, supporting, I think, the SolidX protocol there. Very, very cool. Now, Fire Token is Crispy Man at the bottom. Nope Token is Randy Alasky's, and Access is Access at the top there. And the SolidX there, I believe, is Randy's big millionaire friend. So pretty cool. Who else we got in there? So that is some of the highlights there. Check out that video. You'll be able to hear all about the ecosystem, possibly a few hints about where they're going and things like that. Definitely check that out. All right, that is it on that. Now let's have a look at some of the markets at the moment of those coins. So you can see we're on the influencer tags here. We've got SolidX is at $197.76. Amazing. Now, we were in Discord watching this back when it launched. We saw a whale come in and sell it off, and it went down to $1.97. We were in the Discord in there, so congratulations to anybody that picked it up in the Discord. This sort of cool things happen in the Discord. You want to get in there. We've seen virtually every single dip, every single pullback, which gives you an opportunity to buy into the good projects. And of course, we're covering a lot of great stuff in there, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So today the price is up 138% today on SolidX. Note Token from Randy Alasky is up 52%. That's sitting at just over half a penny, so 54/100th of a penny at the moment. 52%. Access Alive is up 123% at $58,200, and of course, Fire there is up 584% there on Fire. To quadruple zero, 9,130. So those are real standouts today. Amazing stuff there. Let's zoom in on the SolidX chart and have a look at some of these and look at the history. Look at that thing go. Look at that thing go. Amazing, amazing. So I'm looking back here. This is when we were watching it. We were watching it back here. This is in the Discord. So you definitely want to join our Discord. Links in the video description because look at that. We were seeing it on the spike down here. That's where it was. You see a little spike in there? It's hard to see, but that's when we saw it. You would have made mad gains if you'd been in there and got into that. So amazing stuff. Huge potential. So already inside a week, it is up 7,800% from that $2 mark. 7,800%. So incredible results there so far. What's that? 78x or 79x from there. So pretty amazing. Now the opening price, of course, was what was the opening price there? 0073. 0073. It's now $198 inside a week, and it's still climbing. So pretty amazing. Liquidity 2.6 million. Market cap 4.16 billion. Richard Hart always says, "What is market cap?" Right? What is market cap? In fact, let's zoom in on this a bit here because I want to get a bit of view here. How about that? That's a bit of view just to see the height of the channel there. And we got $5.3 million in volume at the moment. 2,151 makers. Those are people buying and selling. And of course, we have 6,637 SolidX tokens in the actual pool versus 13.6 billion Pulse there. Let's go have a look at the contract itself and see how much is in the supply here for the SolidX. 21 million SolidX there. So the old Bitcoin number. 4,108 holders at the moment. Now let's have a look at the holders and see how many of there are. Well, like this with the Access Alive tokens, most of them are held in a centralized wallet there, 93% there. Interesting, eh? Interesting. And of course, the rest of them is much smaller percent. So one's almost got 1% there, a couple of them got 1%, and then quite a few got 0.25% there before you start moving down the list, and then you get into fractions of a percent, around 6,500 tokens. So there we are. That is what's happening there at the moment. Interesting little tokenomics. That has been a strategy we did see with Access Token, and this may be part of the liquidity play and performance that Access is talking about there. So that is the SolidX. So once again, amazing results there, and of course driving a lot of volume through Pulsechain. $5 million today. So how much volume is on Pulsechain? Let's go have a see how much is actually going through the whole network. You can see that these influencer coins are not only pumping on Pulsechain, but driving a ton of volume and making it successful, just as Axis Alive said. We got $54 million of volume today. So let's do the math on that. 5.3 divided by 54. That is almost 10% of volume is going through that Axis, or going through SolidX, I should say, token today. So pretty amazing. Let's jump in and have a look at the other token, of course. Let's have a look at Axis next. And let's have a look at this. It's got kind of similar tokenomics. Look at that thing. Oh, MG. It's getting, whale pumped here. 58,700. Now the market cap, liquidity, 561,000. The market cap, 58 billion. You know, once again, Richard Hart always said, "What's in market cap?" Right? Question mark. We've got 1,133 makers. We've got what do we got here? We've got 4.78 access. There's not many tokens. It's got some particular number bias there, but the amount of pulse there, 2.9 billion. And of course, let's have a look at the actual supply. Let's have a look at that as well. So this is Axis 1 million tokens. We've covered this many times, but we have a closer look today. 683 holders. So a lot less holders here. Let's look at the token supply. 99.96% held by the key wallet there. Virtually all tokens, 999,577 tokens are held in that central wallet, leaving what? That's about 423 tokens that are actually circulating. 423 tokens actually circulating there. That's similar strategy to what we saw with that BlockX one. Yeah, we've got very small percentages held by other wallets there as well. So some interesting things there going on. All right, so that is it. And it got hyper pumped today. Got pumped all the way from a low of 17,000 to a high of 58,800. So some incredible results there happening with Axis, man, oh man. Now, obviously nothing on this channel is investment advice. We're just reviewing the performance of these influencer tokens that have pumped on Pulsechain and committed about 10% of the volume today. Incredible results. Now, the next one, of course, is very popular Randy Alasky. And, of course, we've got the Nope token there absolutely climbing through the roof. The roof is on fire. It certainly is today. And funny enough, he's got a picture there of police in riot gear. There's plenty of fire on that one. Anyway, we've got $1.1 million in liquidity, 5.4 million market cap here. So this has got far more modest market cap compared to those other approaches to tokenomics with the one centralized wallet holding 99% of the supply or more. We got how many makers? 408 makers on this one. So buyers and sellers. It looks at the token there. We've got 108 million Nope tokens in the pool versus 55 billion 9-inch tokens here on this particular pair. Now, obviously, you can find a Pulse pair as well. So let's go have a look at that. We'll give that a rocket on this one here. And actually, we might find another Nope token. Let's go have a look. I'm just going to post this. I want to find the Pulse one. Let's go have a look at that one too. And we'll pull that in. So what do we got there? 9-inch SolidX. So they've paired with that 1.1 million of 9-inch 337K with SolidX there. And you can see here down here, the Nope token with Pulse has got 69K in it. Let's have a quick look at that one too, just while we're here. Yeah, just all pump. Let's jump over to the actual contract and have a look at that too and see what the ownership looks like in token supply. So instead of 1 million tokens, we've got 1 billion tokens here in Nope token, 921 addresses here. Let's have a look at the holder numbers. And you can see that we've got a much bigger distribution here. So 30.85% in the main wallet. We've got two or three contracts here, maybe more. They're holding quite a bit, 12%, 10%, and so on. And then we've got some reasonably large accounts here, 8%, 0.7%, a couple of wallets in here. So there's a bigger distribution there. Let's jump over to, that's a Nope token, Randy Alasky. And of course, his no permissions, right? His no permissions is his social community for crypto. Check that out as well. Let's jump over to the next one, which is Crispy Man, the latest guy on the block. Of course, Crispy Man does some amazing stuff in the community around Hex and covers Hex data, things like that. I'm not sure why I'm having trouble get back to my original site there. I thought they would just go back, but they got stuck. Let's go back to influencers here. And the final one here, Fire token from HexiFire. This was a bit of a surprise. This came out of nowhere, this one here. Now, if you'd been following him, you probably would have been kept up to abreast. What the heck? I'm going to have to auto-log that. That is that's the HexiFire one here. Now, yesterday, we saw it pump. We watched it pump. and then we watched it pull back all the way down to here. And I remember in Discord I was pointing out, go, look, it's come all the way back. But now look what's happened. It's all just hyper rallied all the way up through here to quadruple 092. So well done to Crispy Man. And of course, hexfire.io is a wonderful site for hex data and things like that. So definitely check that out. So liquidity, $167,000 liquidity, 34 million market cap. And we got 330 makers on there. Looks like, what do we got here? We've got 914 million fire tokens in the pool versus 1.48 Axis tokens. Interesting pair on this one. And of course, let's go have a look at the actual amount of supply for fire token. We've got 369 billion fire. So this is a huge supply. Typically, huge supplies are very good for mass adoption, right? So that's kind of cool like that. 652 holders at the moment, so plenty of upside for mass adoption. Let's have a look at the holders. Obviously, this is just launched as well, so just take that into account. Looks like the main wallet there's got 43% of the tokens in it, 160 billion tokens. We do have some other ones here, 30% in this particular token. Those are probably related, not sure, but definitely pretty big there. 42 billion in this one, 11%, so on. And so, yeah, there's a distribution wallets holding 1%, etc. Into this wallet. So that's kind of the play there on HexFire. And yeah, look at that chart. They're all just absolutely crushing. All of them are pumped to the highs. Just be careful out there. You know, you don't want to buy the tops of anything, but these are performing like pretty incredibly, all four together. And they've certainly got the momentum and the influencers talking about it at the moment. So some pretty amazing stuff there happening with those. So pretty cool. And making up huge amounts of the volume today are these, of course, you know, well over 10% of the volume on Pulsechain is related to these projects, maybe 11 or 12%, something like that, maybe even a bit higher than that. So pretty cool. We'll keep looking. We're going to keep watching these in the future and see how they go. Pretty nice. All right, let's jump over to the derivatives of Hex Icosa. Looks like on Pulsechain, both the Cosa and Hedron are down today, which makes, you know, those influencer coins look even more attractive because people are going, what the heck? That's where all the action is at the moment. Now, Hedron on the Ethereum side is up 35%, so that's a really nice move today for Ethereum on the old, Hedron on the old Ethereum chain. Let's jump over to the stablecoins. Now, stablecoins were a big theme only, 3 days ago? They were pumping. Meme coins and stablecoins were the big theme 3 days ago. Today, it's influencer coins. So there we go. And the PDI at the moment is at 6,000, so 6/10 of a penny. It's currently down 9%, just cooling off. And I imagine the RSI is cooling off there. USDC and USD Tether are both down as well, about 8%. So they are just pulling off, following the DAI lead, right? And of course, this is all related to a Atropa. And of course, a lot of people got the dollar theme, you know, PDI going to a dollar. And of course, there's the maker theory out there, right? Richard Hart and the maker theory. So that's out there too. So lots of narratives driving this. And you can see we've just had these big pumps trying to pump there. We got so close to 1 cent on PDI. We got to 91/100th of a penny, and we got pretty close there. We're now back down at 6/10 of a penny. So that's kind of a cool off there from the top. We didn't quite make a cent, but next time, you guys know it. Next time it wants to get to a cent, it's going to do it. I believe. I definitely see the charts telling us. I'm not financial advice, of course, but man, it's down 34% today. We'll keep watching that, and it's got back down to nice support levels. These are good support levels here, but you can see the whole chart. Let's have a look at the whole chart. That's the whole chart there. For PDI on Pulsechain, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. I'm not sure what happened to my my chart there, but that is the log chart. That's the log chart there. You can see it's just got this huge uptrend in play. Let's go full screen on this. Let's go full psycho mode, and let's have a look at this uptrend that's just still pretty much in place. Look at that, bam. So yeah. I mean, it's possible it's coming back to test this previous high. It's possible that it could go down as far as 42/100th of a penny or something like that. Maybe not quite that low, maybe 45/100th of a penny, and then bounce off there. I mean, it's definitely possible. Could come all the way down to, yeah, I don't think it's going to come down to 3,900, but definitely could come back and test this line and then back off because it wants to get to a cent. I mean, look at the chart, uptrend to a 1 cent. It wants to do it. It wants to. Once it gets to 1 cent, then, of course, you got the narrative about $1. People believe, can you get to 10 cents? And then, of course, 50 cents and $1. You know how it rolls. So we'll keep looking out for that. It's going to be fun to see there. And, of course, got this Atropa narratives, all those other narratives running together with it. Pretty cool. All right, so that is the PDI. And, of course, USDC and USD Tether follow it up, right? They're lag behind, but they're following it up, so they're kind of cool. You want to get a cheaper entry because one way to look at it. Pretty cool. Now, we're going to have a quick look at PZen. PZen has been amazing the last couple of days. Of course, this is going to benefit from the X1 chain, right? You don't have to have Hex EZen. You can have PZen. And, of course, PZen, one of the top 3 in my view for the X1 chain. The higher the price, the bigger the credit. And then for the bigger the amounts that you're going to be able to bid for XN coin on the X1 chain. So it all flows through to self-fulfillment there. And, of course, everyone's playing blind, right? They don't know what the future supply is. They can only know what the actual supply is today. So pretty bullish there. And look at these pumps here on PZen, looking pretty good. And, of course, you can get the DXN, right? DXN is going to have the XND protocol launch and then the Q protocol launch with AI technology. So it's a big related theme into DXN as well. So let's have a quick look at DXN, which has actually cooled off a little bit today. Let's go to log chart on this. And we might just, we're on the daily. Let's go to the daily. And let's go auto log. All right, so yeah, we had a nice little big run here on a PDXN, just down chilling now 27 cents here at the moment on a PDXN. Now, some awesome stuff happening there. So yeah, we've moved from the meme coins for the time being, and of course the stable coins over to the influencer coins. You got to keep up with the trends on Pulsechain, folks. You got to keep up, and of course you can watch them here on the old Hex Token Superman Crypto and Pulsechain X. That's what we do. Now, we also do multi-chain stuff, right? So we're going to be covering stuff in the Strategy Club, so you definitely want to join up to that. We're going to be covering some Bitcoin stuff happening with ordinals and runes protocol. We're going to be talking about, of course, some of the big things happening there, like rune stones, and, of course, Dogcoin, possibly going to be the biggest meme coin in the world, on top of airdrop to runestone holders. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's many other top projects launching to getting ready for the Runes protocol, which we're launching on the Bitcoin halving in only 10 days time, the 20th of April there, block 840,000. It's not just Bitcoin halving that's happening. The Runes protocol is launching for ordinals and inscriptions. Going to be absolutely mad, crazy, huge upside on the most valuable chain in the world. And of course, it's round 1 for meme coins on the Bitcoin this season. Compared to Ethereum, which had is the second season for Ethereum. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. Definitely join up Strategy Club when I found out more about that. Pretty cool. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's have a look at some of the other top coins that's going on. Let me just retrace to this. We're going to have a look at some of the other ones that are pumping. There's lots of new coins every day. People are listing. I mean, you can see one here, 1 unit buys there on the old 9-inch there, so it's probably related to ABIT or something like that. No, sorry, Equity Bastard, I mean. And that is up at $8, up 66,000% on that one. 1 unit buyer, so that's doing pretty well. Beef token there was supposed to airdrop, never got the airdrop. I don't know what that guy's doing. He said, if you get your airdrop, your wallet, and you get airdrop, no airdrop. Some people got airdrops, but I didn't get any airdrop. So there we go. I've got a beef with the beef. Got a beef with the beef. Anyway, that there pays you out in P-Wrap Bitcoin based on 10% tax there on trading volume. Just take that into account. If you're wondering why you can't buy it, you need 10% to buy the beef. But that's up 2,000% or so, up at just over half a penny at the moment on beef. And, of course, there we are. We talked about Hexify. That's up as well, obviously. Commander Bowden, I think we covered this yesterday. That's up 160%. Fugazi, we covered yesterday at 163%. Fugazi there, big bonus coin there from 9-inch exchange. The incentive token there up 124%. Axis, we covered that. Icarius, of course, another project. And, of course, Toby Wan covering this up 105% today at $12.10. So there is lots of stuff pumping on Pulsechain. Who said that you can't make money on Pulsechain? There's certainly a lot of money, but these are more riskier, I would say, generally. These are generally in the riskier class. So you got to be careful what you check the contract. Is it renounced? Is it safe? All that good stuff. And so forth, who's backing it and all that good stuff there. Just don't blindly go in, and certainly use DGen wallets if you're going into these stuffs. If you got your core assets like Richard Hart token and stuff like that, use a different wallet. Don't use your core wallets. Look after yourself. Use your wisdom there. Use your wisdom. Don't get rugged. If you're going to play DGen, or you're going to speculate, go use DGen wallets. That's pretty much it. Now Reptilian, which is like PTDC, that's up 23% today. Hex Orange Address from the Tangang is up 4%. You can't keep them down, I guess. Those are some of the leaders there today as well at the moment. So you can definitely check that out as well. We might quickly check this 1 unit bias coin. Let's have a look at what it says on the summary. It says quick intel, no issues here. It says ownerships were announced. You have to double check that though on the contract, even though it says here on Dick Screen. Just be careful with that. And Honeypot says no. So those are some of the checks you might want to look at. And of course, you can see this is only just launched in the last 20 hours. So this one has been launched 20 hours. Let's have a look on the hourly chart. That is the hourly chart at the moment, $7.78 there. Now, it did start off very low, of course, as normal, virtually from zero, and off it goes. So just take care out there. But that is one of the ones that is launched today that people are speculating on, right? There's a lot of people that get a bit of money, maybe $50, $100. They throw it in this on a GGM wallet, and they see whether it can go up 100x, and then they're lucky they're trying to sell the top, and then they move to the next one, right? There's some of those. Some of them have a bit more, some of them have a bit more. They might have websites, they might have DeFi protocols, GameFi protocols to them. So it's not all the same, but that is pretty much it on the whole Pulse chain, Pulse gains. So that's pretty much it for today. 45 minutes of price madness on Pulse chain. 45 minutes of madness on Pulse chain coverage. We just covered rapidly. And of course, big shout out to X is Alive, Crispy Man, Randy Olasky, absolutely launching some juggernauts on Pulse chain. And like I say, huge amount of volume on Pulse chain as well. So pretty cool. All right, let's just see who else is in the chat. Let me see. We've got Wookie is in the house there. Mad. Yeah. SolidX is $200 incoming. I love high volume too, says SolidX. That's absolutely. Excellent choice. It was a great stream. Hey, thanks, excellent choice. Appreciate that. Are you talking about the Axis one? I'm sure it was with Randy and Crispy Man. Let's see. We got Sandy Beach in the house there. Hello, Hex Token. Everybody could see Sandy Beach. Did you post your day nine of the fitness challenge there? So definitely check that out. That is Sandy Link's post there. Don't forget to give her a follow. She does amazing stuff out there. What else there? Let's have a look here. We got Al Pacino says get Pulse. That is all. Yeah. Hey, that's your blue chip strategy, the Richard Hart Golden Crypto. And that is the main strategy of this channel. Now, obviously, you go outside that, you're taking on more risk. It's a risk return relationship. Al Pacino says when it goes, it will go. I love you all, says Al. I like that. We've got Access Live in the house here today. Thanks for the coverage. A very exciting time. So you're welcome to Access Live. Keep crushing it out there and really helping Pulse Chain big time, contributing with that too. We do appreciate that. Don't forget to give Access Live a follow, as I say, Randy Olasky and Crispy Man, crushing it out there, and they all give good info on Pulse Chain and, of course, Hex, as well as their own projects. So definitely check them all out. Brennan says bitmaps on Bitcoin. Yeah. Hey, bitmaps on Bitcoin. We're covering that in we're covering that in our strategy club on Discord. So join up to that today. We're covering Bitcoin chains, every chain, man. We're on to the best of the best. We're covering it all. We don't miss out on the stuff, and it really is. Crypto is a huge place. Imagine it like a planet Earth, and there's different countries, and of course, there's a lot of you got to learn yourself, learn every country, right? What's it in the African continent? What's it like 67, 68 countries just in Africa alone? So yeah, I mean you got to do a lot of watching and learning. Speed learning is what you're supposed to do. Can you guys see me? I can see you, Sandy. I can see you, not visibly, but maybe I got blinded from the eclipse the other day. I was looking up and I couldn't see, and then Sandy's face came over the sun and blocked it, and then I saw Sandy there. All right, I got to finish up this live stream, and I will be in Discord after this. We're going to be talking about some of the cool stuff happening on Bitcoin chain and Discord. There's going to be some free one, a sneak peek of some of the Pulse chain stuff, different from Pulse chain. So check it out. Some of the stuff that will be pumping this bull market. So yeah, you want to get in with the node. All right, take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Check out, like I say, check out Access Alive, Crispy Man, and Randy Olasky's YouTube video. Because you'll learn everything there. I did post that up earlier in the chat there. Let me just see if I can find it. And there it is there. So don't forget to give them a watch and catch up with all the details. All right. Last minute says, take care all. Absolutely. That's a good place to finish. And you guys know what I'm going to play out. I'm going to play out the bullish video. Richard Hart, man, fighting for the rest of us, fighting for crypto against the SEC. And, of course, we've got some of the big influencers fighting to create more volume on Pulse Chain, and they're doing a great job at that. So everyone's playing their part, and you can play your part as well. Tell everybody about Pulse Chain, share it around, and bring more people, because it is going to be an absolute magic carpet ride ahead for Pulse Chain, and you don't want people to miss out. And, of course, assets are good value, good prices at the moment, really good prices. And we've got the Bitcoin halving coming up in 10 days. Everything is going to be fun. All right, take care. Enjoy the magic carpet ride. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if If Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.